Well, when the children of Israel were in the desert, according to the story, they gave up on God and decided that they would make a golden calf and worship it, which was, almost an unforgivable sin to God, that they would put their faith in something that they were able to make themselves rather than Him. In simple terms, because obviously what they can do is minimal compared to the power of God. It's a personal insult to God, and in the storyline, an incredible ingratitude for all that God had done for them in terms of the story, rescuing them from Egypt and so forth. The modern world's the same. It's put its faith in the institutions and organisations that it's made, its science, its medical establishment, its political ability, and of course its armaments. Its technology is impressive, but really nothing like as impressive as the living cell or the immensity of space. I mean, just can't compare it, can you? But in comparison to hand-to-mouth existence in a primitive society, it's very impressive, and impressive even in terms of our recent history, because as we know, the rate of technical change seems to be going up exponentially. But of course history has shown that the best made plans of mice and men are apt to go astray, and we can very easily pick a project that is bigger than we can handle. In fact, the uncertainties in this universe are legion, and any one of a number of such uncertainties can utterly defeat man's plans and intentions. So, in that sense, it's still true today that to put your trust in what man can do compared to what God has done is not very rational at all. And, churches classify that as sin. The secular world would simply say it was a dumb move. Consequences are bad. You're heading for a disaster. And perhaps in a way they both amount to the same, except that in the religious context you're burdened with a tremendous guilt. In the secular context, then you're burdened with a tremendous feeling of incompetence and inferiority, which contrasts, of course, with the inflated ego you might have had when you first ventured out on some massive change project. So, net conclusion, it's wiser to put your trust in God. By all means, do your part. Try not to bite off ventures that lead you too much into more uncertainty than is necessary. Half of wisdom is caution, and the other half is experience. But greater than wisdom is a continual consciousness of God and a gratitude, purposed gratitude to Him for all His blessings and loving kindness. and your life will be transformed infinitely more than any wisdom of man can match. And that is our Heavenly Father's gift to us. How lovely. How unspeakably lovely. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Did you notice Jesus didn't say he was wiser than Solomon? He said a greater than Solomon is here. Well, if you think Jesus is God, then, well, that's one good reason. But equally, a person that trusts in God rather than in himself is a greater than Solomon. And one who is thankful to God, well, just can't be compared, can they? Thank you, Heavenly Father.